Yep, yep, yep. You already know who it is, man. It's King Ade with the Wizards Review. See my face, man. No. Tough loss, man. Tough loss. You know what I mean? Like, I thought when I was going, like, watching the game, starting watching the game and stuff like that, I thought that it was going to be a festive mood. You know what I mean? A festive show. Wizards was going to keep rolling along. 7 in a row. That's what it looked like starting the game. You know? But that didn't occur. I thought the Wizards got over that, playing very well early in the game. I thought they got back to playing 46, 47, 48-minute games and ready to close teams out. You know what I mean? Teams that they should beat. That's what I thought was going to occur tonight, you know what I mean? But unfortunately, it looked back to the old Wizards, you know what I mean? Back to the Wizards that forgot how to close games, forgot how to play defense in key critical moments, not knowing where the hot shooter is, you know what I mean? Not getting into his chest, letting him shoot whatever, you know what I mean? It's just a terrible loss all the way around, you know what I mean? Just a terrible loss. This is one of those type losses that'll come back and bite you, you know what I'm saying? I'm not happy right now. The range of emotion tonight. Well, it wasn't even a range like up and down. You know what I mean? It was like started up and then slowly just, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like starting cheesing, you smiling, feeling good. And then you're just watching and then the joy starts to dissipate. And then before you know it, we lost the game. You know what I mean? So I'm very upset with the team right now, man. Coming back home from a successful road trip, up 20 points most of the first half, and then lose the game by 6. You know what I'm saying? Just lose the game. You know what I mean? So I'm not happy right now. I don't think this show is going to be a long show. You know what I mean? So let's just get right into it, man. So since we lost the game, I haven't said that in so long. And you know what the crazy thing? I'm looking at my list. I have more things that I liked tonight than I disliked. You know what I'm saying? This might be the first time where I have more things that I liked than disliked, but we lost the game. Because a lot of the things that I liked occurred early in the game. You know what I'm saying? But as the game wore on, went on, it's like the team just got comfortable. And they just thought they won the game in the first half. You know what I mean? That's what it felt like. You know what I mean? So, again, since we lost, let's start with what I like tonight. An off jump, man. I felt we moved the ball well, especially in the first half. I mean, it was evident. We were up 20. You know what I'm saying? We moved the ball very well. We had 9 assists on our first 12 field goal makes. You know what I mean? So, that in itself just shows that we were focusing on moving the ball, getting the shots to the open man and stuff like that. So I definitely like that. We pushed the pace tonight. Again, a lot of the things that I'm going to mention occurred early in the game. You know, I mean, in regards to like, things that the team as a whole did. You know what I'm saying? So we pushed the pace. I felt that we did a good job of doing that earlier in the game. But again, towards the second half, it's like they forgot what they were doing in the first half to get the win. You know what I mean? So definitely like the fact that we started pushing the pace. Didn't like the fact that we didn't continue to play the same way that we started playing. You know what I mean? I thought Porzingis had a great game tonight, man. He had one of, especially early in the first half. You know what I mean? He was scoring, hitting threes, getting to the free throw line, and hustling. You know what I'm saying? Running the floor, blocking shots, getting rebounds. Man, he had 16 points in the first 10 minutes of the game. You know what I mean? So, and then he ended with 19 points in the first half. He ended with 32 points for the game. 32 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that right there. You know what I'm saying? He also had a block, only one turnover. You know what I mean? And then he used his fouls effectively. He had 5 fouls, but you know what I mean? He used his fouls effectively. There wasn't really anything wrong with Porzingis' game. I thought he played an excellent game tonight. If anything, I think the Wizards didn't get the ball to him enough, especially with the size advantage that we had against the Blazers tonight, because they were missing their starting center. You know what I mean? So for him to not get the ball even more was disappointing, but he did take advantage of the times he did get the ball. He shot the ball well, 9 for 15 from the floor, 3 for 6 from the three-point line, and then 11 for 12 from the free throw line. You know what I mean? So again, man, Porzingis had the type of game that we need him to have in order for us to be successful. And he had a very good game tonight. So I was very pleased overall with how he played. I thought in the first half, we played great defense, especially in the first half, because you can't say the same in the second half. But in the first half, I thought our defense was on point. We were sharp. We were attentive. We were not letting the Blazers get anything easy, and it helped us build the 20-point lead that we eventually got. You know what I mean? So, again, it's just unfortunate that this team forgot what they did to get the big lead they had in the first half. Again, it felt like they just got comfortable. They just were up 20 and thought they won the game. You know what I'm saying? So, very disappointed by the way that this team just couldn't finish and play consistent defense for 48 minutes. You know what I mean? I haven't had this type of criticism in a good amount of time. You know what I mean? In regards to them starting well, playing great defense, playing good offense, and then all of a sudden just forget, not playing a full 48. They've been playing a full 48 for especially the last 6 games. You know what I'm saying? Just winning and winning on the road. So for them to come home to DC and lose after going up 20, it just takes a lot of the goodwill that the team bought for themselves, for the fan base, when they won their 6 games in a row. And then to come into DC and just lose like that, it just takes a lot of that goodwill. We still got love for them. I'm still happy with how they played, but I mean, not tonight, but overall the last 7, 8 games, you know what I'm saying? But tonight it just was like, it's like 1 step forward, 2 steps back, and that's how I feel, you know what I mean? We had 2 13-2 runs in the first quarter. We had a 13-2 run to start the game early. We were up 13-2 to start the game. And then later, towards the end of the first quarter, we went on another 13-2 run. So I thought that this game was going to be a wrap, honestly. Like, I got a little comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I almost forgot about the Wizards that we know based on how they played the last 6 games. You know what I mean? I forgot about that team that builds the lead only to relinquish it to the opponent and eventually lose the game. I almost forgot that this is the same team that has done that on a regular basis. But they reminded me who they are. You know what I'm saying? So let's just hope that they're more of what they were in the 6-game win streak than what we saw tonight. You know what I'm saying? I thought Gafford was a presence in the paint tonight, especially, again, earlier in the game. He was more of an impact early in the game. He ended the game with 9 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. So as the game went along, he wasn't as effective. His name wasn't getting called as much. You know what I mean? But early in the game, he definitely was much more of an impact. So again, man, I just felt like we lost because we forgot how we got the lead in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Feeding the post, getting the ball to the paint, letting Porzingis do his thing, let Gafford get some touches. You know what I mean? The things we were doing in the first half, we just didn't do in the second half. So I definitely wasn't happy with that. I like Kyle Kuzma's game for the most part tonight, especially, again, early in the game. Because tonight, Kuzma didn't force shots. Well, he started to force shots in the second half. But in the first half, he made a great effort to assist, get his teammates good shots, and rebound the ball, as well as push the pace. You know what I mean? He contributed in different ways to just scoring the ball tonight. So I definitely like that. but he didn't shoot the ball well at all tonight. I mean, he had 36 minutes. He led the team with 36 minutes on the floor tonight, but he only was 4 for 11 from the floor, 0 for 5 from the three-point line. He was perfect from the line with 4 for 4. Now, I mean, I like the fact that he had 12 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, only 2 turnovers, but it just seemed that, he had low turnovers tonight, but it just seemed that his game wasn't as impactful as he had in previous games. His stat line wasn't bad, except for the fact that he didn't shoot the ball well, but he didn't turn the ball over. And that's one of the things that, out of all the good things that he has done in the last few games, those 5+ turnover games are just eyesores. But he didn't turn the ball over that much tonight. But I just didn't feel he was as impactful tonight as he has been. You know what I'm saying? Even though he did get a double-double. You know what I mean? I thought Bradley Beal played a good game overall tonight. You know what I'm saying? He started hitting his first 4 out of his first 4 of 5 shots tonight. He had 9 points in 8 minutes. His step back, you already know how the step back is, was looking real crazy tonight. You know what I'm saying? His offensive game is ridiculous, especially his step back game. That shit looks so sweet when he's on point. You know what I mean? He ended the game first half with 18 points. Then he ended the game with 34 points through rebounds. But one thing that I did notice when I was looking at the box score that I didn't really realize while watching the game was that he only had 1 assist. He only had 1 turnover, but only 1 assist. We need Bradley Beal to have that 20. He don't really have to score 25 to 30 anymore. It's more about 22 to 27. But he has to have that 5 rebounds, 5 assists for him to be as effective as we need him to be in order for us to win games. You know what I mean? So the lack of assists from Bradley Beal tonight was definitely part of the reason we lost the game. Now, it's not to say that he didn't pass the ball well and try to get his teammates open shots. It's just that when he did get good passes to his teammates, they didn't hit shots. And if you don't hit shots, you don't get an assist. So I just feel like he played within himself. He played a good game. He forced it a little bit in the second half, but the team went down, and that's what a star's supposed to do at times. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to come for him tonight because he didn't play a bad game. It was just unfortunate that he didn't get as many assists as we need him to get like 5 assists a game. 4 to 5, at least 4 assists a game for us to feel comfortable with the team as a whole. You know what I'm saying? So for him to score 34 points and only have 1 assist, I think we would rather have him score 24 points and have 6 assists, 7 assists. You know what I mean? But he still played a good game, and we really can't come for him tonight. You know what I'm saying? And the only turnover that he did have, I do recall it was in the fourth quarter with a bad pass to, I think he was trying to get the ball to Kyle Kuzma while he was cutting to the basket, and it was just a bad pass. So overall, Bradley Beal didn't turn the ball over at all for the most part tonight. You know what I mean? I thought Denny, again, came off the bench and had an instant impact. But again, as the game went on, he wasn't as effective tonight. I think the attention to him the last few games maybe got to his head a little bit, and he just kind of froze up when he came back to DC because he only had 15 minutes on the floor tonight. And I could understand Coach Unseld not playing him as much because he was 0 for 8 from the floor, 0 for 2 from the three-point line, only made 2 free throws, only had 2 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. You know what I mean? So it's arguable if he should have played more or not. But I do know that he wasn't hitting anything tonight. He was pressing a little bit. And maybe Coach Unseld was like, let's sit down, Denny. You know what I'm saying? You got to get humbled again so you can get back to the Denny/Turbo that we have been seeing in the previous games. You know what I'm saying? He didn't play his best game at all today. We got to keep it a buck. He didn't play his best game at all, but we're not down on him. Sometimes people want to have bad games, and tonight was one of those games. You know what I'm saying? I like the fact that Kispert was making a great effort to get to the rim tonight. He was hitting his shots too. He was hitting threes tonight. He ended up hitting 2 for 3 from the three-point line, 5 for 8 from the field. So he was definitely efficient. He didn't have any assists either, but he was a -11 on the floor. And again, as well as he shot, because he shot the ball well tonight, gave us some rebounds, even had a steal. But a minus 11, no assist. We need an assist from him. He plays the 2 or the 3, but our wing players have to assist as well for us to be effective. So it's for Beal not to only have 1 assist. For Kispert to only have no, he didn't have any assists. You know what I'm saying? Kuzma had 6. Morris had 6 assists, so they led the team with assists. But for the most part, we only ended the team ended with 27 assists to we had more assists than the Blazers. You know what I'm saying? But the Blazers are more of a one-on-one team with Dame Lillard, with Anthony Simons that can really get their own shot, create their own offense. You know what I mean? So that's what they're known for. But we got to have like 30 assists a game as a team for us to be as effective as we need to be. And we almost got there, but when our best player that we need him to have that 24, 25, 5 and 5, and he only had 3 rebounds, 1 assist. We're not playing our best basketball, you know what I mean? So very unfortunate about that. I thought Wright got in the game, got a few deflections. He ended the game with 3 steals, so he's always stealing the ball, 2 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals. So he filled the box score up, but unfortunately it wasn't enough, and we couldn't get the win. He only had 2 points, so we needed more points from him tonight. But I did like the fact that he was still effective on the defensive end. You know what I'm saying? Again, man, we had a 20-point lead in the first quarter. We had 20-point leads throughout the second quarter as well. But in the third quarter, the Blazers really got back into the game. And that 20-point lead, it was just a memory. You know what I'm saying? So definitely didn't like that. We had a great first quarter. We scored 36 points in the first quarter as a team. 36 points to the Blazers 19. So we were up 17 by the end of the first quarter. But looking at the box score, we won the second quarter by only 1 point. So the Blazers started to catch their rhythm.
What's up, Einstein?
Oh, hold on.
You tried to save a buck on it.
Not so smart.
Okay, so the Blazers started to catch their groove in the second quarter. They scored 32, we scored 33. But in the second half, they dominated us, man. 39 to 25 points in the third quarter. 34 points to 22 points in the fourth quarter. So we lost offense, they gained offense, and the results are what they are. You know what I'm saying? Lost focus. Both ends of the floor, the Wizards lost focus. Offensively and defensively in the second half. You know what I mean? So I definitely didn't like that. I definitely like the fact that we scored 36 points in the first quarter, but I didn't like the fact that we couldn't sustain that pace. Even not scoring 35 a quarter, 36, but to not be able to score 30 in the third quarter and 30 in the fourth quarter was quite disappointing. You know what I'm saying? So definitely didn't like that. We dominated the points in the paint tonight, so I definitely like that. Nunn came in tonight. He was effective off the bench. He scored 6 points, so he maybe not as effective as I felt he was watching the game, because looking at the box score, he only scored 6 points. He had 3 assists, 2 rebounds, you know what I mean? So he didn't really do too much, but he only played 18 minutes, you know what I mean? So he gave us a little something, but he wasn't as effective as I thought he was when I looking at the box score, you know what I mean? We hit threes tonight at a good pace for the most part to start the game, but as the game went on, our three-point shot just started to get cold. We ended the game shooting 12 for 33 from the three-point line, so that's 36.4%, which isn't good enough. It's not terrible, but it's not good enough. The Blazers ended shooting 17 for 41, so they were over 40% from the three-point line, so that was part of the difference in why we lost the game tonight, you know what I mean? So I like that we were hitting threes earlier, but as the game went on, we just started to not hit threes, you know what I mean? Earlier in the game, we ended up not turning the ball over too much, but spoke too soon as the game went on. We turned the ball over, especially in the fourth quarter. Just bad turnovers. Bad turnovers in the second half, but in the fourth quarter specifically. We ended the game with only 10 turnovers, but we were much better with the ball in the first half. Much better. You know what I mean? There was a stretch of the game where we only had 4 turnovers. So for us to have 10 turnovers by the end of the game shows that we just lost focus, and it was part of the reason we lost the game, man. So I definitely wasn't happy about that. You know what I mean? And we hit free throws tonight, man. We hit free throws tonight. That's definitely always a good thing. We were 20 for 22 from the free throw line. 90% as a team. Almost 91% as a team. But the Blazers shot it even better. They were 21 for 23. Both teams missed 2 free throws. They had attempted 1 more than us, but their percentage was 91.3%. So free throws really crossed out. Matter of fact, they won the free throw battle by 1 free throw. You know what I mean? So when you combine all of that, you know what I mean, that's part of the reason we lost the game. But nevertheless, we hit free throws, and I hope we can continue to hit free throws at that 85, 90% mark as a team. You know what I mean? So that's definitely all the things that I like tonight. A lot of this, if they could have continued a lot of the things that I mentioned tonight and could have continued that, we could have won this game. You know what I'm saying? We should have won this game. I'm not even going to cut no cards about it. We should have won this game tonight. Team got too lackadaisical, got too comfortable, started feeling themselves, and they just lost the game. You can't get comfortable when you got Dame Lillard, Dame time on the opposing end of the floor. You can't get comfortable. You can't get comfortable. And then you let Simons go crazy too, you know what I'm saying? So very, very disappointed in regards to that. So that's just going to lead to the things that I disliked tonight, man. And the crazy thing was, I started my list of things that I disliked in the second quarter. I thought it was going to be a real short list if you let the first half tell it, you know what I'm saying? We let Wofford started to get hot in the second quarter, you know what I'm saying? He became a problem. He became a problem for us tonight off the bench. He ended up with 21 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. I'm just disgusted looking at this stat line. Plus 19 off the bench. Highest plus minus for the Blazers tonight. You know what I mean? So, definitely not happy about that. Definitely not happy about that at all. You know what I'm saying? Dame Lillard started to get hot in the second quarter, and then he continued that in the third quarter, and he was part of the reason why we lost the game. I mean, we could expect Dame Lillard to score crazy, do his thing. He scored 29 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, only 2 turnovers. So that's a Dame Lillard game. We could kind of live with that, you know what I'm saying? And quite frankly, on the tear that he's been on recently, for him to only have 29 points tonight, we played him quite effective. Well, in the first half, it was effective. Because in the second half, he got hot and he just started to go crazy. You know what I'm saying? But it's cool for him to go score his 29, 30 points, as long as you don't let anybody else on that squad go crazy. And that's what we let occur tonight, especially in the second half. You know what I'm saying? The Blazers started the third quarter hot, courtesy of Anthony Simons. You know what I'm saying? He had 5 straight threes in the third quarter. 5 straight threes. 15 points. I think Drew Gooden was saying that, Chris Miller, Drew Gooden was saying that he scored 15 points in less than 4 minutes, yo. So again, Wizards got too comfortable. They forgot how to play defense. They started, you know what it was, man? Now that I'm thinking about it, you know who the Blazers had on their bench? Scott Brooks. And the defense started to look like Scott Brooks' 3-point defense in the second half. That's what it looked like. Scott Brooks was coaching the Wizards, but he's an assistant coach for the Blazers. But our defense looked like he was coaching us tonight in the second half. You know what I'm saying? So for Unseld not to make the adjustments to get on the team to close out on Simons and not let him get hot. You know what I'm saying? Once he got hot, and then we adjusted, then Dame Lillard got hot, and then it just got crazy. You know what I'm saying? It got crazy. You know what I mean? So That's part of the reason we lost, man. We let Simons go crazy tonight. So I'm very disappointed in regards to that. And him going crazy led to the Blazers cutting the lead to single digits in the third quarter. And that's when I started to get nervous. You know what I mean? Because, again, they have Dame Lillard on the other side of the court. That's a closer. That's a player that you don't even want to be up even 5 points in the fourth quarter with Dame Lillard on the other side, because he's that type of player that can take over a game at any given moment. So for us to have that double-digit lead, we were supposed to keep that lead. You know what I'm saying? We were supposed to keep that lead, not let Dame Lillard become a threat. But once I saw what was going on, we let Simons get crazy, then we let Lillard get crazy, and then we started to let the lead go, and it became single digits. That's when I really started to get nervous, because if it was Dame Lillard's just one of those players. Dame Lillard or Steph Curry type. You know what I'm saying? Players that could get hot from anywhere on the floor. You can't let a player like that feel like there's a chance that they could come back and win. And that's what the Wizards did tonight. So, very disappointed. I mean, just thinking about it is giving me a headache. I'm getting upset. I'm trying to fall back and chill, but I'm very upset, man. We should have won this game. Anyway, man, the Blazers scored 30. I already mentioned this. The Blazers scored 39 points in the third quarter. They scored 34 points in the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? So basically, they scored 73 points to our 47 points in the second half. That was the game right there. That was the game right there. You know what I'm saying? Second half, how do you come out the second half and play the polar opposite of how you played the first half? How do you do that? Just a loss of focus and maybe a little bit lack of leadership, man. Somebody needed to get the team together and maybe have screamed on them or something. There's no way we should have lost this game as well as we were playing early in the game. But this is the type of stuff the Wizards do. They got a lot of work to do. I thought they got over some of these issues that they've been having, especially lately with the great winning streak. But obviously, they haven't. They look like that old Wizards team, and they need to get back to playing good basketball and staying focused. You know what I'm saying? Even Josh Hart, man, he got hot, man, in the fourth quarter. And what I didn't like about him scoring was he was scoring in the post, in the paint. Like when I was watching the game, especially in the third and fourth quarter, when there was a sequence when the Blazers scored in the paint, and I was like, yo, who is that, yo? You know what I'm saying? Who's that? And then come to find out with Josh Hart, he just looked bigger. He just looked bigger for a moment, scoring in the paint the way he was scoring. You know what I mean? So I'm very unhappy about that. Again, you can't let Josh Hart score in the post, in the paint. He ended the game with 21 points, 9 rebounds. Yo, man, just looking at this box score, it's one thing to watch the game and see what this team was doing to us. But then when you look at the box score, and then you see that Josh Hart had 21 points. You see Anthony Simons had 33 points. Dame Lillard had 29 points. Watford off the bench had 21 points. They had 4 players that scored over 20-plus points tonight. That's over 80 points between 4 players. And then Grant added another 10, and he didn't even shoot the ball well tonight. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe this, man. Like, I'm looking at this and I'm very disgusted. Like, I wasn't aware that it was just this terrible, man. So very unhappy that we let Hart. I didn't even realize he had 20-plus points. You know what I mean? So very unhappy about that, man. They let Sharp get in the game. He had 20 minutes. He only scored 5 points, but he hit that key dagger 3 that gave him the lead in the fourth quarter that really started the Blazers from pulling away. You know what I mean? So that Sharp 3, even though he only hit 1, was extremely memorable because it felt like the dagger. Even though there was time left, you felt the momentum shift all the way to the Blazers. You know what I mean? So very unhappy about that. You know what I'm saying? Again, I already mentioned it. 3-point defense was atrocious. It looked like Scott Brooks was coaching us again. You know what I mean? So again, I just thought we were getting over this, the hump. We were getting over some of these issues that have been reoccurring. But tonight, it's like a lot of the issues that I thought were almost eliminated came right back in the second half of tonight's game. Very disappointing, yo. The Blazers went on a 14-4 run in the fourth quarter. Again, it was a closing run. That run was really what solidified the loss for us tonight. So again, I was unhappy about that. We had too many bad turnovers in the fourth quarter. I already mentioned that as well. And then the Blazers had too many offensive rebounds that led to second chance points. They ended the game with 11 offensive rebounds. We had 9 offensive rebounds, so we weren't too far behind. But again, it's not always how many of an offensive rebounds or how many of any stat. You know what I'm saying? It's more about when those stats occur. And in the second half, the Blazers got some of the easiest shots. They got putbacks. We were not boxing out. And again, man, all of these things that I mentioned is why we lost the game tonight, man. So that's really all I got tonight, man. Very disappointed. Felt like this show is going to be a festive, joyous occasion to start the game. Instead, it turned into a nightmare. Well, the show itself's not a nightmare, but the way that I feel is very negative right now. Very disappointed in this team. The 6-game losing streak was snapped. The Blazers have won 6 straight in Washington, D.C. So all the way around, just a very disappointing loss, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm not sure if the Blazers won 6 in a row in D.C. or if they've won 6 in a row against us, period. But one or the other, nevertheless, regardless, it doesn't matter. It's too many wins against us in a row. You know what I mean? Very disappointed, man. Very disappointed, man. So anyway, man, that's all I have for y'all tonight, man. If you enjoy the content, I would really appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel at The Wizards Review on YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter as well, at Wizards Review. You can follow me, King Ade DMV, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and on NBA 2K23 on the Xbox Series X and S. You know what I mean? So we can't dwell on this loss too long. You know what I'm saying? We got a game right back tomorrow in Brooklyn. You know what I mean? They got a lot of things going on up there. So hopefully we could regain our composure and right this wrong and get this win tomorrow and get right back on the right track. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, man, don't hang your head too much. Do something to get your mind off the game. You know what I'm saying? And let's just watch tomorrow. You know what I mean? So enjoy your evening. I hope you guys have a good night. Until tomorrow, take care. Peace.